Alright, what's up everybody? Once again, you know the drill. This is 20 minutes delayed. I won't be looking at chat, there's no alerts or anything, so I'm not going to be seeing any of that. But you will get some light commentary while I'm racing. This is just a standard randomized sword seed. This is game 2 versus dKs. I'm sitting at 9-2. I have this match and then one immediately after this against dKs again, and then I have 2 matches tomorrow against Killer App at 4 p.m. and Matt 7898 at 8 p.m. So today and tomorrow are going to be quite busy stream days for me. The only unfortunate thing about the 4 and 8 p.m.s tomorrow is that there's not really enough time in between to do anything with stream. So, but yeah, hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. We got a fire rod start, nice. It's always nice to get a start with a key item that I probably need. We also got a bomb drop already, so I don't need to worry about that. Using the 2 fire rods there is alright, because there's 2 magic refills there. It's a nice break-even, magic-wise. But yeah, we have a bomb, so I don't really need to kill extra enemies if I don't want to. You know, it doesn't really make sense to unless they're like legitimately in my way, but even then it's not going to be worth it to wait for an item drop, basically. More bombs just makes Kakariko a little easier, or like routing-wise, easier, but it doesn't matter too much. So as I usually do in important races or whatever, you know, I have my tracker. I have a notepad up so I can take some notes, but I don't have a map tracker or anything. I don't believe in the use of map trackers, especially in a tournament setting. Anything that gives you information naturally, I don't think should be allowed, but I don't make the rules. It's also it'd be impossible to enforce. But yeah, you know, standard, we got the usual escape start. Gives me a chance to drink some of my late night coffee. Move this bag of veggie straws out of my way. Alright, using an extra fire on that guy really doesn't matter. I only need to kill 1 more enemy at this point, and I have 3 fire rods left. Full magic bar gives you 8 fire rod shots. So I killed the first blue key guard, the green guard in this room that I'm about to go in, second key guard, and then the 2 guards in the big key Zelda room. So yeah, I got 3 left. I need at least 1 for the key rat in the back of escape. A mistake that I might have made in my last race with the Ganon Burna, using all of my magic in a room that's not the key rat room. That's okay. Yeah, this isn't all dungeons. It's defeat Ganon. I think. Hold on. Let me look at the goal. Yeah, Ganon, standard, randomized swords, normal. So, yeah, just casual old seed. This is game number 2, so this was dKs's pick. The next game was a randomized pick with vetoes and stuff. I think the next race is swordless, hard, inverted. All dungeons maybe, but I don't think so. I think the all dungeons, one of the all dungeons game 3s is tomorrow. Nice RNG in the snake room there. I could use one of my fire rods there, but you know, whatever. So ideally I get more bombs in the back of Escape, just so that I can do my standard routing through Kakariko. As it is, I don't have enough money to afford bombs from the Kakariko shop. Okay. Sneaky rat made me lose time by lighting a torch. And you know, worst comes to worst, I did have a bomb that I could use. Alright, we got some more money. Alright, so now I have enough for bombs, at the very least. I will get an item from the Sanctuary chest, so that's good. Still a chance for bombs or boots or something like that. If you subscribe or give bits or anything during the stream, I'll try to take a look at the end and, you know, thank you guys in chat whenever I'm done. But, yo, bombs, nice. But yeah, don't be mad at me if I don't respond. Please. Alright, so we got a good crystal at Desert. So I need to look for 3 pendants and the other good crystal in the Dark World. At least I don't have to look for all 5 things. Looking for all 5 things on the Dark World map makes it feel so slow. Like, I hate taking a long time looking at the map. It's stupid. Okay. Blue rupees. I'm gonna take all these just to have as much money as I can get. More bombs. Perfect. Ideally, I don't have to buy bombs at the end of the Kakariko trip, so I'll save some money. There's 50 in pots that I'll get, so that'll leave me, as it stands now, at 132 in total. I need to spend 100. I need to spend 100 for the merchant. And then it'd be 50 more to buy bombs, so. I just want to see what the stun drop is. It's a heart. Okay. Need back to bombs. So ideally, in an ideal world, I would get a bottle, flute, hammer, and powder here, or cane and mushroom. I'd be able to full clear all of Kakariko in one swoop, but the likelihood of that happening is almost 0. But we got book and flippers so far, which are all very nice. No money yet. Or bombs. I do have blue mail already. Alright, there's some extra money, so I can definitely buy bombs now, which is nice if I need to. Alright, well now we're rich. Ask and ye shall receive, I suppose. Money cave. Coming in hot. Alright, well that's nice. 100 rupees short for Zora. Having flippers, Zora is in logic. Along with, you know, all the other stuff in the Zora path. Hobo, waterfall, cave, Zora ledge, all that stuff's in logic. So assuming I get money, you know, I do have to spend 50 more here, so I'm about 100 and... I don't have a bottle. I'm 127 rupees short, because I am going to have to buy bombs here. I just don't have enough to do what I want to do. Bow. Okay. So that'll, out of logic, get me my first crystal. So I'll probably do that before South Shore, honestly. Doesn't make sense not to. I can get some money in Eastern also in the rarely seen money room, if I remember. Which I think all the other times I've planned to go into that money room I've forgotten. So no promises, but you know. I do have hookshot also, so you can make quicker work of that as well. Alright, arrows. Don't need that. I don't have a glove yet, so yeah, like, more likely than not, out of, you know, Hobo, Waterfall Ferry, Mini Moldorm Cave, all that stuff is probably going to have some money for me, so, you know, there is a chance that, you know, getting money in this Eastern room is going to be a waste of time. But, you know, it won't be that much of a waste. Alright, well here's extra money also, so I should have enough money leaving Eastern for Zora. So that's good. Alright, we're gonna equip Hookshot here. Just because Hookshot is the first item I'm gonna need in Eastern to make the right side chest a little faster. Plus I can stun this guard if he gets in my way. So you approach that stairwell from below to spawn that guard on screen later. If you go above that Armos, he starts moving sooner, so you'll have to stun him out of your way or tank the hit. So a lot of times you'll see runners in an MG hug the bottom until they need to diagonal up to the stairwell, basically, to load him later and be able to walk by him. Could get the rupees there too, there's 12 rupees right there, but well, my finger slipped off my D-pad. But you know, 12 rupees for 4 pot lift ups isn't worth it for me at the moment. I totally needed that bomb. Big key. I just get in the habit of like always picking up bomb drops and money drops early in randos, because you usually like almost always need them, especially in like a swordless seed or something like that. But yeah, hookshot in Eastern early is real nice. I also have the fire rod, so spawn. Okay, that was weird. Whatever. I am gonna have to take the long loop around. You can read this now. Some cash is a Mimic Cave. Alright, so Mimic Cave is dead. That's one of my favorite hints to get, just because, you know, it's, I guess in both inverted and in standard, you know, Mimic Cave is a really terrible place to try to route in. So knowing that it's dead is nice. Okay. Red mail. Alright, so I basically don't have to worry about health anymore. I won't go out of my way for heart containers or heart pieces. 6 hearts is plenty. with red mail anyways. I have full arrows. I think I have enough magic for this. So I'm gonna hold right in here. Let's get some money here also. So the torch should be going out pretty soon, unfortunately. But it should be fine. Yeah, so now I have plenty of money for Zora, and you know, I'm likely gonna have enough money to do everything in the Dark World, whether it be like pod or dig game or chess game, with that like, you know, 10-second divergence in Eastern. So oh god. Alright, magic refills here is actually really nice. That's going to save me a decent chunk of time on the refill on Crystal Grab. And the Moon Pearl being lamp locked. Okay, so lamp is probably in the South Shore somewhere. Could also be somewhere like Zora, but all of that I'm going to be checking here anyways. So it's not a big deal. Moon Pearl also doesn't really do anything for me at the moment. I don't have access to Aghanim or the Dark World. Also, because I already have the Fire Rod, you know, I'm not really too worried about lamp logic. So even if I don't find the lamp, which, like, I'm almost guaranteed to find the lamp at this point, unless it's in desert or something, I'm not going into desert anytime soon with the book. So, like, best case scenario for me, like, I mean, I'm assuming DKS can do Eastern Dark Rooms, especially with the Fire Rod. But, you know, best case scenario is he has to dive into desert for the lamp, which, you know, is a decent waste of time, assuming that there's nothing else good in desert, like a glove, or an Agna, or something like that, because I will not be going over there until I am forced to. And, like, I could technically beat desert, potentially, if it's not boot-locked, which, you know, there is a chance that it's not boot-locked. God. Stupid crab. So I have the hook shot, so I don't need to waste magic or ammo or anything in this room, which is nice. Let's go this way. I could have maybe grabbed that heart. That's fine. Got a heart container. Ice Rod is a nice early find, although that usually means... Excuse me. That Turtle Rock is going to be a pendant because we got Fire and Ice Rod super early. Big ol' rando meme. Okay. Okay. Apparently everything just wants to dodge my hook shot today. There's the lamp. Alright, so I don't have to worry yet about, you know, a desert dip. If that was, you know, the intended path. But... Ah. Please go. Oh my god. I think because I have flippers, it's a little faster to go this way first, just because there's less walking on shallow water. where with fake flippers I can swim through the shallow water below below Ice Palace area. Alright, so there's my glove. So we are one item away from Darkhold access. Whether it's the hammer or Titan's Mitts. And then I also, with the lamp and the glove, I have Death Mountain access. With the hook shot, that gives me, you know, East Death Mountain access. So progression could very well be there as well. Master Sword. But yeah, I only got 20 rupees on the South Loop. So picking up all the 90 rupees in Eastern was actually pretty nice. I skipped 20 of them. But I'm not going to get that boomerang. Nice, I got the pixel. I don't know if that's pixel perfect or there's like a group of pixels where you can swim over the rock but not walk on the shallow water there. Alright, let's go to the mountain. It's a pretty obvious play at this point. I can check Aghanim also because that's now in logic. For Darkhold access anyways. You know, if Lumberjack is the hammer or the mitts, it is quite likely that that is my, like, Darkhold access point, just because there's only one other item that gives me Darkhold access. And with Hookshot, you know, I have all... With Hookshot and Flippers, I have pretty quick availability for the entire Darkhold in terms of access. Just bombs. Just bombs. How did he not hurt me? That was amazing. Alright, Aghanim still could very well be the access to Darkhold. Hammer and Mitts could definitely both be in the Light World. Or in the Darkhold, I mean. So yeah, we'll see. It'd be super nice to find Mirror or Hammer here, because then I can just go straight into Hera. If I find Boots, I can go straight into Desert. You know, there's a bunch of good items that will, you know, dictate my next path of action. Flute could also dictate my Desert play. I really just want an item to force me to go to Desert with, you know, faster movement, because I hate the Desert play without it. Even with it being potentially clearable now, I still don't like the play. Oh, I should have just dropped down and got the hint, because now I don't want it. No 50-50 bomb there. Or with no mirror, I need to go through the bottom entrance, Paradox Cave. The mirror, it's a little faster to go through the top entrance, just because you can mirror erase the block. Even then, it's very marginally faster. Bombs and money. No sword beams either. Please. Alright, we got Ether, Mushroom. Ether and Mushroom. One more thing to check up here. I might just quickly save Scum Mushroom after this, also. Or, you know, do Mushroom, see what it is, and save Scum it. Shovel. Alright. Shovel at Sky Island. Alright, so at this point, I might make the desert play before Aghanim. That would tell me if I need boots or not, which is nice. But for now, we're going to make the mushroom play. I don't know why I sloshed that. I thought I was going to Darkly. With flippers especially, this is a relatively quick check. Can't believe that guard doesn't hear this air beep noise while I'm walking by. So yeah, we'll come in here, get my finger on the reset button. Okay. Back to Death Mountain we go. So, no Aghanim required in this seed. Guaranteed. I have flippers already. So getting mitts guarantees no Aghanim required. And at least Mushroom was up here, so like I couldn't have had Titan's mitts on my first trip here. So, you know, not the worst thing in the world. Let's take a look at this map. We got Turtle Rock, Pod, Swamp, Ice. Pod, Turtle Rock, Swamp, Ice. Pod, Turtle Rock, Swamp, Ice. Okay. I remember Turtle Rock Pendant. Sick meme, dude. Roots and the boots. Alright, so now Desert is guaranteed completable. So that'll be someplace that I go relatively soon. If not, now. I could wait. There's no guarantee I'm going to get the mirror with Swamp being a pendant. So Turtle Rock is Quake. Even though it's a pendant, it's nice to know. You know, I do have the Ice Rod and the Fire Rod already, so once I get Quake and Samaria, it is completable. I don't have the mirror to get the shovel yet. If I get mirror in here, I'd probably go get the shovel. Other than that, it's probably going to be a very late location that I check, which is a little unfortunate. But we got Money Cave in here, and no mirror, so we're out of here. Yeah, we're gonna put off Desert for a little bit. Thieves Town and Skullwoods are both crystals. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this decision. Like, if Desert has the hammer and something's in Thieves Town, you know that can bite me. What I could do is I could skip Thieves Town, do Skullwoods, go to Hype Cave, save and quit, do Desert, and hopefully find the hammer sometime, somewhere in there. Unless I find the hammer in Skullwoods, then I would just do Thieves Town on the path. But, you know, not going into Thieves Town without the hammer is always a scary thing. And with Red Mail, it'll be really slow for me to Death Warp. especially after beating Skullwoods. I'll have full health. Potentially more health, right? There's Quake. So 1 item away from full clear Turtle Rock. 2 items away. Hammer and Cane. I do have the book. I could check Pedestal. This early, though, checking Pedestal, I still needed a significant amount of items to do that, so. Well, Hammer, Cane, Mirror are the 3 items I need to open up Pedestal. Well, let's see. I don't really need too much else, honestly. I need the flute. Alright, we're gonna do Mothula first. Nice fairy. No mirror or cane, so I'm gonna do this one last. I didn't really want that fairy, I guess. It would have been nice to be able to quickly Death Warp. Whatever. It'll be fast warp to Death Warp. It'll be faster to Death Warp now than it will be to Death Warp after Mothula. Alright. That's good enough. What do we got? I would have laughed if that was the mirror. Okay. Yeah, so I still need Hammer, maybe Bombos. I need Canis Maria. And the flute. Definitely not worried about health here. 6 hearts and red mail. Nice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Compass. Alright, so all the items in the front, which is fine. Not a big deal. So unless I get bodied here, I'm probably just going to fully skip out on Thieves Town for now. Do the Southern Dark World loop. And then go to Desert. Oh, I need to get this chest. Okay, somehow that didn't hit him. Hopefully this isn't too far to the... This has been awful. Hopefully it's not too far to the left. Yeah, it actually probably is. Yeah. Okay. Mummies are stupid. Do you guys know that? Oh my god. Alright, well. This was moderately a train wreck. It's okay, this is gonna be the best item I've ever seen. I should have walked into the hand. Goodness. Alright, one more item left in here. Yeah, we're just gonna pretend that never happened. we'll go in this way. Just, you know, if the item's in this chest, you know, I can skip everything else. So, and it is. So, perfect. Swamp Skull was nada. I have 6.5 hearts. So that'd be 13 hits in total that it would take to kill me. I don't know if I can justify. Like, it's either do Thieves Town or don't do Thieves Town. It's one thing I don't like about Red Mail, honestly, getting it early compared to, like, not having Mirror. It's very, very time-consuming to Death Warp, so it makes it just not as worth it. Flutes. Okay, so that'll change up my routing a little bit, actually. Interesting. So the plan here is now going to be dig game, get the smith or the frog, whatever. Do Stumpy, hype cave, and then save and quit, activate my flute, drop off the smith, and then flute to desert. That makes Frogless Mirror a lot, or Mirrorless Frog a lot more worth it, just because I need to activate the flute anyways. It is something I do have to do at some point. So, it gives me way more reason to do it now. Is that like last dig or something? If it wasn't, it was real close. I guess talking to the frog killed my spin speed. In my head, I was like, this will be so cool. I'll talk to the frog and then super speed off the stairs. Because I'm still in the glitch state. No. Alright, hype cave, save and quit to sanctuary. Good to go. And ideally, like, hammers here. Or in desert or something. But yeah, this routing is pretty nice, in my opinion. Right, we got a bottle, so I can also, and powder. If hammer's here. Alright, so I got a bottle, powder, and hammer in Hype Cave. So that'll allow me to completely finish up Kakariko on this trip. So that ended up working out really well. God, I literally don't think that could have been more perfect. All right, so we'll do all this. We'll go to desert, and then we'll come back. Beat Thieves Town with the hammer. That guarantees that I don't get destroyed by an item in the big chest. Good choices so far. So yeah, also going to Mire, which I'll actually probably go to Mire before entering Desert just to see exactly what I need for Go Mode. Whether it's Kane and Bombos or just Kane, because that's pretty important in terms of, like, you know, knowing when I can stop checking stuff. So I can do Hammer Pegs with Purple Chest after Thieves Town. So this ended up all being garbage, but that's fine. Yeah, so I can beat Hera now with the hammer. I can beat Desert. I can beat Ice. I can beat Thieves Town. The only thing I can't beat is Mire. So yeah, first stop is just going to be checking Mire Shed and Mire Medallion. That way I'll know what exactly I need for go mode. Ether. Alright. So yep, just Kain, and we're good to go. So yeah, also all of Turtle Rock is open now, which kind of sucks. I mean, well, just kidding. Ignore me. Turtle Rock is dead now, is what I meant to say. Kain being my go mode, absolutely nothing that I need can be in Turtle Rock. Because I'll have all of GT open to me once I get Kain as well, so literally nothing can be in Turtle Rock. Like, swords could be there, silver arrows could be there, but I don't need those. Yeah, at this point it'll just be me dungeon rushing, hoping to find Kain. Got Big Key here, so Desert wasn't technically boot locked. Alright, and I know where Bombos is now. So, thank God I don't need it. So because I haven't checked Agna yet, I'm actually gonna go kill Lanmo first, and then come back in. Come back in, go check the items there, and then I'll exit through the right side, and go check Agna. No Kain. I think worst possible location for Kain at the moment for me is going to be like at dig spot with where Shovel is. Because A, I need the mirror, and B, I don't plan on going up to Turtle Rock at all. So Shovel being on Sky Island is pretty spooky at the moment. But I do have a ton to check still. I'm a little short on magic here. It's not a huge deal. Alright, so there's one item, so I'll be able to limit my right side checks potentially if the item is in the first chest on the right side of Desert. Yeah, so after this I'll go to Thieves Town, I can go to Ice Palace. You know. I don't know if I'd make the Hera play yet. Ideally, you know, I have the mirror and I do it on my way to GT. But we'll see if that ends up panning out that way. Highly doubtful. And I would get to check the tablet up there as well. And then I could also check the hint that I skipped. You know, potentially it tells me where the Kain is. Okay, so yeah, with the item there, I know that the other chest is the compass. So we're out of here. Nice bonk. Get my bombs. But yeah, so Thieves Town, like, information-wise, I'd want to go to Ice Palace first. If Cold Stare has a small key, I know that Samaria couldn't be at Pyramid Fairy, logic-wise. But Thieves Town is very, very similar, whether you're go-moding it or not. So there's no reason for me to not go there first. Even with the extra information Ice Palace can offer with the hints, it's not worth giving up go mode Ice Palace potentially if Kane is in Thieves Town. And obviously I'm hoping for a Kane at Big Chest seed, just because of the way I ended up playing this, delaying Thieves Town until I got the hammer. It'd be the highest potential for dKs to get screwed over by Kane location. We got 2 items in the front already. So, like, me personally, coming in here without hammer, if I had gotten 3 items in the front, I would have finished the dungeon without the hammer. Big key there. Alright, only 2 items. So here I would have had to make a tough choice, whether I wanted to finish the dungeon, especially because I have no small key, so it's already a 50% chance that the small key's in the big chest. Which makes it less likely that there's an item there, because there's also the map available still. And 2 items left. So it would have made it very, very... Or it would have made it a decent idea to just come in here and finish it without the hammer. So, an item being in here, even if it's not the Kane, if dKs came in here early without it, it could be something on the back of his mind for the rest of the seed. I'm going to check this hint. It's not very out of the way, and, you know, any hint could could make this a very fast seed at this point. Some bombs and a chest requiring a specialist. Okay, so I don't need to do purple chest anymore. So that takes out 1 location. I am going to do hammer pegs when I'm done with Thieves Town, but I was going to do purple chest also, so that takes out purple chest. So, you know, that hint by itself is worth it right there. Alright, there's a 3rd item. So 1 more item. Obviously we're hoping for no small key in Blind Cell. Just, you know, save me some time. But at the same time, kind of hoping for small key in Blind Cell, just to, you know, force an item there. I'll equip the hammer anyways. I'm doing hammer pegs after this, so equipping the hammer there is literally no time loss, even if I'm not going to the big chest here. Alright, small key in the big chest, which is fine. Coming in here earlier would have been fine, but coming in here earlier also would have completely isolated, with how I routed it, would have completely isolated hammer pegs, and I probably wouldn't come back for a while, especially knowing the purple chest is dead. It's a piece of cake to break a pretty cake, to bake a pretty cake. Alright. Alright, so next stop, Ice Palace. Ice Palace is way more important to me than Hera at the moment. Ideally I get Mirror for Hera. Ideally Hera is my last crystal. Even if it's not ideally, I get Mirror. I don't know. I'd probably rather not find Mirror at all. Because Mirror puts the Swamp possibility in play. And the various overworld locations that I haven't been able to get yet. Screw it. Let's do Hera now. Hera also has 2 hints, which is relatively lucrative, along with, you know, Go mode versus not Go mode Hera is very not different. Come on, man. I can also check Ether Tablet. I can also check the hint I skipped earlier with the hover. And, you know, if I fail the hover, I'll just save and quit and go to Ice Palace, so it's not a huge deal if I mess it up. So yeah, the only thing I need to keep in mind for Ice Palace is if there's a small key on Cold Stare, that means Kane cannot be at Pyramid Fairy. So if there's a small key on Cold Stare, it's a waste of time to check. And then obviously, you know, if Canis Maria ends up being in this dungeon, then I don't even have to do anything in Ice Palace. Alright. Getting to skip basement, potentially, is also nice. I don't think if I don't find the cane here, and there is an item in the basement, I probably wouldn't risk skipping basement just because of how long it takes to get back here. Even without the mirror. Yeah, still 2 items in here. And 1 more hint. Just 1 item. Both of these hints were garbage. Key. Alright, so that opens up the possibility of an item. Oh, get out of my way, dude. Of an item in the basement. But, you know, that's fine. Give me the item, pretty please. Thank you. Alright, hover for a hint, and then off to Ice Palace. Oops. Alright. What's up, Shield and Turtle Rock? I apologize to all the OCD tracker people in the chat for not clicking the shields for God knows how long. I could dip Mire after this. Dipping Mire wouldn't be like a terrible decision because, you know, I'd find the big key in the process. A unique item is in plain sight. Trying to think of what I've gotten in plain sight already. Desert had the map. I think there was a red boomerang on Zora Ledge, so it could be talking about that. That little bump is unfortunate. Alright, so with red mail here, I'm okay with going for this hint tile read. The boots is in Super Bunny Cave. If you don't read that hint tile like relatively precisely, you get damage from the Stalfos there, so I'm a little worried to do it sometimes, just because I don't want to take that damage, but with red mail and 12 hearts, you know, I really don't care. Excuse me. Alright, no small key yet. Good. Alright, I have no small keys, so checking this chest first is literally a waste of time, because I have to go upstairs anyways. So we're gonna check the upstairs chest first. It's a waste of time because you need a small key to exit back to the left, and you know, I only need one more go mode item. So if that ends up being the red cane, then I still have to go upstairs to get a small key. And there's the red cane, so I don't have to check it anyways. Alright, sub-hour go mode, not too bad. This Ice Palace was also real quick for the most part. Getting to skip Iced Tea. Big chests, vanilla big key. That's pretty nice. And no mirror is going to lead into some very interesting Ganon's Tower health management. Use the blue potion there because I'm probably not going to need it. No, that fight will go a good bit faster with with those 8 extra fire rod shots. Alright, so we have no mirror, no silvers, and only Master Sword. It's not a big deal. I didn't have the mirror, so I was gonna think about buying some more arrows there. Which actually, let's do. I'll buy some more arrows. I mean... So the reason to do this is I will 100% use all of my arrows. It takes 35 arrows to kill Vidi, start to finish, which leaves me 0 arrows for Ganon's Tower. So we're going to buy 2 of these, just to guarantee that I will have enough arrows, assuming I don't miss on Vitreous, that I'll guarantee to have enough arrows in Ganon's Tower. Plus it gives me enough arrows to kill Vidi without having to use my sword or a hammer or anything. Yeah, the last thing I want to deal with is, you know, an arrow shortage in Ganon's Tower. With those, you know, pesky mimics. So it'll just be nice to not have to worry about Aftermire. Can we get 2 straight seeds with Godmire? Nope. I always, assuming Go Mode Mire, I always prep the controller holding change. Or the controller grip change, I guess is a better way to put that. Alright, so not a bad big key spot. I don't have too much magic, so... Yeah, I did Arm Spooky, so let's just get this full magic and see what happens. Oh god. Please. Pressing Kane right after you dash is really awkward. Heck. That's fine. I think I went a little bit too high. But I don't know. There's a newer setup for that second spooky room that I should probably learn. Or a faster setup, I should say. Alright. Yeah, 5 arrows is plenty to work with in Ganon's Tower. I have room for 1 miss in the first room, and then if I do miss in the first room, I have room for 1 miss in the second room. Dude, that was terrible rock pattern. If I don't miss in the first room, I have 2 shots of error in the second room. And so, ideal worlds... Why am I going this way? Ideal world, I get a better sword and silver arrows, like chest 1 and 2, and then big keys on 3 or something. But, you know, how often does ideal world happen in Randomizer? Never. That's how much. Alright, with no mirror, this routing will be a little interesting. Alright, big key in 1. Perfect, I guess. So I am going to go get a small key, just to, you know, guarantee that I can get through upstairs. There very well could be a small key in a chest upstairs, but it's not something I'd like to leave up to chance. So I just need to come in here, get this pot, and we'll be on our merry way. What do I have? Let's get out the hook shot. I don't want to use an arrow on the eye statue, or on the switch that I like I normally would. I took an extra 100 damage there. Here, we'll open up some leeway for my arrows by despawning that mimic. Alright, so I'm going to check the chest upstairs. Just, you know, finding a tempered sword or silver arrows saves me a ton of time at this point. I don't think it would have saved me, like, I don't think checking DM room would have been worth it. Unless, like, mirror was also in there. Just because I would have had to, you know, get back to the start of the dungeon from there. That's a little awkward. Alright, pretty good RNG there. Fairly good RNG there as well to save a fire rod shot. So I'm gonna have to use 6. The spin here won't help this fight at all. So we'll get the magic here. was hoping that green was a magic drop, but it was not. What? No magic drops. Alright. I have one false lamp use of room. Standard NMG magic level, so it's whatever. Blue cane. And more bombs. Alright. So upstairs was quite useless. Oh god, I missed both of the lower ones. I only wanted to hit one. Good triple, though. Alright, good fight. 1-3-2. Okay, so there's something a little interesting that I'm going to do here. I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of time to check that. I hadn't been to Pyramid yet this seed, so checking it, you know, for a sword or something is completely fine. Five, 7, 8. I'm not gonna get 12 in time. I'm gonna wait here, actually. Yeah, it gave me good RNG again. True MVP. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Please, Ganon. God, what the hell? So I do need to be wary of my magic here. If the fight goes perfectly, I could use Fire Rod shots exclusively, but... that was close. I kind of panicked with him spawning where he did on that first one. I couldn't figure out if I wanted to do a pre-torch spin or not. That was too early. Come on, man. Stock him, top right, dude. And then top right into bottom left is dumb. Dude, what is this? God. 117.05, first place. GG's. I'm sorry. Alright. Dang, we got a lot of viewers right now. Chilling at 7:30. I open my stream up on my phone and immediately see me get the cane. Easy chat blow up. I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, your desire. Yeah, pretty good race overall. I feel like all my decisions were very good. Yeah, the second race is going to be a swordless inverted hard mode, I believe. Oops. God, where's Discord? Tourney schedule. Yeah, Ganon inverted swordless hard. So defeat Ganon inverted swordless hard mode. Dude, all the bird toss memers, unreal. Oh, another thing I'm gonna take a look at. Let's take a look at Killer App. He beat Matt. Alright, looks like McGly can beat Killer App today. So that puts my magic number at 1, I believe.